Hello everyone. This is chapter 1, Chemical Reactions and Equation for class 10. We are discussing the types of reactions. We have finished with combination and decomposition reactions. In this part, we will see displacement and double displacement reactions. So, what is a displacement reaction? It is actually a repetition of class 8. Let's just revise it. A displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound or salt solution. But to understand this displacement reaction, first of all, we have to understand the reactivity series of metals. So, what is written in this table is the names of elements, their symbols, and their reactivities. Their reactivities means how easily these elements can react with different substances or other substances. So, based on that, they are put number wise in this reactivity series. So, more reactive element is placed at the top and the least reactive element is placed at the bottom. So, if we take a look at this reactivity series, so potassium, this is the first element in the reactivity series. It is the most reactive element. So, potassium, K, sodium, then next comes the sodium. It is less reactive than potassium. The reactivity goes on decreasing as we move in the downward direction. So next to potassium is sodium, Na, calcium, Ca, magnesium, Mg, aluminium, Al, zinc, Zn, iron, Fe, tin, Sn, lead, Pb, hydrogen. Now this hydrogen, this is a non-metal, comes in the reactivity series. We will see why it comes in between the group of metals. Then next to hydrogen is copper, mercury, Hg, silver, Ag, gold, Au, platinum, Pt. So if you see this, all these are metals except this one, that is a non-metal. But as hydrogen shows reactivity, more reactivity than all these metals, it is placed in the reactivity series above all these metals. So hydrogen is more reactive as compared to these metals. That is why it is placed in the reactivity series. Then what is a reactivity series of metals? Now, the arrangement of metals in a vertical column in the order of decreasing reactivities is called the reactivity series of metals. See this. The metals are placed in a vertical column, or the elements are placed in a vertical column as per their decreasing reactivity. So, most reactive then goes on decreasing, reactivity goes on decreasing, and the least reactive metal is placed at the bottom. Then take a note that in any reaction, any displacement reaction, a metal can replace another metal if it is placed above the another metal in the reactivity series. It means more reactive element can only replace less reactive element from its salt. For example, zinc is placed above copper. Now again, look over here. Zinc is over here and copper is over here. So, zinc is more reactive than copper. That is why zinc can replace copper from the copper salt. Reverse is not possible. Copper cannot replace zinc from the zinc salt, but zinc can replace copper from the copper salt. That is the meaning. We will see few examples, so it will be more and more clear. Again, copper sulfate, CuSO4, color is blue. Iron, a piece of iron, suppose we take a test tube and take few crystals of copper sulfate, which are blue colored crystals, and add little water to it and shake the solution. It becomes a copper sulfate solution. So the color of copper sulfate solution is blue, and we dip in it an iron nail. So after some time, what happens? Iron sulfate is formed, and copper, which is brown in color, gets deposited on the iron nail. So, and the color of solution, which was initially blue, it becomes now green because of the formation of this iron sulfate. This is called as green vitriol. Ferrous sulfate or iron sulfate is also called as green vitriol. So this is a displacement reaction. Now, why this is displacement reaction? Because according to the reactivity series, iron, this Fe, is placed above copper. It is placed above copper in the reactivity series. So it means iron is more reactive than copper. That is why this iron can replace this less reactive copper from its salt. This is salt of copper sulfate. Similarly, copper sulfate plus zinc, then again zinc is more reactive, copper is less reactive. It means zinc is above in the reactivity series, and this copper is placed below in the reactivity series. That is why zinc can replace copper and it forms zinc sulfate, which is a colorless solution, plus copper, which is reddish brown, gets deposited on the zinc strip. If we are taking copper sulfate and we are inserting zinc strip in the copper sulfate solution, then after some time, zinc sulfate, which the solution which was initially blue because of copper sulfate, it converts into a colorless solution, and this copper gets deposited on the zinc strip. Similarly, copper sulfate plus magnesium, again magnesium sulfate, and this magnesium removes copper from its salt and copper is left behind. Then iron sulfate plus zinc gives zinc sulfate plus iron. Again, zinc more reactive than iron. That is why it is displacing iron from its salt. So in general, what can we say about how can we write a displacement reaction? AB. This is a salt plus this is a more reactive element. So during a displacement reaction, what happens? This C displaces A, it removes A from its salt and it becomes CB here. This is BC. B and C combines over here and A is separated. A is separated. So this is a displacement reaction. Few more displacement reactions are there in your syllabus. We will see them also. Please practice all the reactions, all the balanced reactions. All the displacement reactions, are exothermic reactions. You can see over here it is written, this is exo. All the displacement reactions are exothermic. Exothermic means heat is evolved or released. So few more examples. Zinc plus sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Now if we see the reactivity series, zinc is placed above this hydrogen in the reactivity series. That is why it can replace hydrogen. It takes its place and removes hydrogen from its salt. So it becomes zinc sulfate plus H2. Zinc plus copper sulfate gives zinc sulfate, removes copper from here. So it becomes copper. Then magnesium plus copper sulfate gives magnesium sulfate plus copper. Then lead plus copper chloride gives lead chloride plus copper. Then potassium bromide, KBr, plus Cl2 gives KCl plus Br2. Now this chlorine and bromine both are non-metals, but chlorine is more reactive than bromine. That is why chlorine can replace this bromine from its salt and it forms potassium chloride, that is KCl plus Br2. Then silver nitrate plus copper gives copper nitrate plus silver. Iron plus copper sulfate gives iron sulfate plus copper. This we have already seen. Copper plus silver nitrate gives copper nitrate plus silver. Iron plus H2SO4 sulfuric acid gives ferrous sulfate or iron sulfate plus H2. Aluminium plus HCl hydrogen chloride gives aluminium chloride AlCl3 plus hydrogen. Magnesium plus HCl gives magnesium chloride plus H2. So all these are the displacement reactions. One more thing we have written over here, which one is the reaction? Yes, this one. Iron plus copper sulfate gives iron sulfate plus copper. Is the reverse reaction possible? Iron sulfate plus copper on the reactant side. So there will be no reaction. Why there is no reaction? Because see, if we take FeSO4 and copper like this. So is this reaction possible? This reaction is not possible. Don't write CuSO4 and Fe. This is not possible. Why this is not possible? Because copper is less reactive than iron according to the reactivity series. So a less reactive metal or element cannot replace more reactive element from its salt. So these reverse reactions are not possible. Then the other type, the fourth type of reaction is double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction, other name for double displacement reaction is partner exchange reactions. Exchanging the partners. So what happens in double displacement reaction? The chemical reactions in which one component each of both the reacting molecules get exchanged to form the products. We will see what this definition means. See, what is happening? These double displacement reactions are also called as partner exchange reactions or ionic reactions. It means ions are getting formed. Cations and anions are getting formed and they get exchanged with each other. So that is why partner exchange reactions is the name. So in double displacement reaction, again two types are possible. One is precipitate reactions. These are precipitate reactions where in all these reactions precipitate is formed. What is precipitate? When two solutions mix with each other, a residue is formed at the bottom which doesn't get mixed with the solution. That residue, that leftover, is called as a precipitate. So these are the precipitate reactions. So in all these reactions, PPT, that is precipitate or a downward arrow, is written. Or neutralization reaction is also possible where acid and base reacts with each other to form salt and water. So let's try to understand what is happening in a double displacement reaction. The first reaction is the precipitate reaction where silver nitrate, that is AgNO3 plus sodium chloride, it gives silver chloride and sodium nitrate. So let's understand how this happens. See, in the first reaction, that is precipitate reaction, this is silver nitrate AgNO3 plus NaCl. Now let's break each of these reactant into cations and anions. So if I break it like this, so I am breaking, this is cation Ag plus NO3 minus. So this is cation, this is anion for this reactant. NaCl, This is cation and this is anion for this reactant. So this is first part, second part for this reactant. This is first part and second part of for this reactant. So in double displacement reaction, what happens? The first part of the reactant combines with the second part of the second reactant. That is why AgCl is formed. Plus the first part of the second reactant combines with the second part of the first reactant like this. That is why one more compound is formed, which is NaNO3. So two reactants are there. I am breaking each reactant into cation and anion. Here also cation and anion. Then first part of this combines with second part of this, that is cation combines with anion of this, cation of this combines with anion of this. So two different compounds are formed, and as you can see over here, partners are getting exchanged. So here for AgNO3 was the partner, now Cl has become a partner, AgCl is formed, and Na, it makes partnership with NO3, that is why NaNO3 is formed. That is why these reactions, this double displacement reactions are also called as partner exchange reactions, also called as ionic reactions. Why? Because ions are getting formed, cations and anions. Similarly, BaCl2 plus H2SO4. If I try to break down this also into cations and anions, or break into partners, different partners. So how does this form? This I divide from here, this from here. So what happens? This becomes BaSO4, that is barium sulfate. This is a precipitate, plus HCl. Then copper sulfate plus H2S gives copper sulfide, that is CuS. Again breaking it here and here. Then H2SO4. This is CuS plus H2SO4. Then lead nitrate, potassium iodide. There it becomes lead iodide and KNO3, that is potassium nitrate. I hope this is visible to you. I will be sending all the notes to you. Then second type of reaction is neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction? Acid and base reacts with each other to form salt and water. So H2SO4 dilute, this is an acid, plus NaOH, this is sodium hydroxide, is a base, gives Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, it is a salt, plus H2O, water. So salt and water is formed in a neutralization reaction. Similarly, HCl, acid, plus magnesium hydroxide, which is a base, forms magnesium chloride, it is a salt of magnesium, plus H2O, again water. So salt and water is formed. So we have seen double displacement reaction, so also called as partner exchange reactions or ionic reactions, in which the partners gets exchanged. This is very easy to memorize, these reactions. You don't have to learn this reaction. If you know the reactants, you can easily form the products. In double displacement reaction, two types: precipitate reactions, because in these reactions all the precipitates are formed. Here precipitate, here copper sulfide precipitate, lead iodide precipitate, all these are precipitates. Barium sulfate is a precipitate. In neutralization reaction, again partner exchange is taking place. but salt and water is formed. So that's all for now. Thank you.